This is Daniel Posney, and this is Shifting Perspectives. This morning, I thought I'd do something different and go into meditation. And the meditation is going to be about bringing in your highest truth. And I found that we are completely set up if we allow ourselves to find any answer that we need. And I remember having some pretty deep questions about, what's my purpose and what is God and how far does the universe go? And after it goes that far, then what's on the other side of that? All those kind of things. And I realized that the answers that I was looking for were in a certain consciousness, or were in a certain frequency of consciousness. And when my consciousness was distracted by all the physical things and all the anxieties and insecurities and all the things that I had going on, I couldn't get to those answers, but I wanted them. So I didn't realize that I needed to put myself into the field of that consciousness where those answers were. And really, the best way to get to that is to somehow distract the mind, somehow get to a place where the mind isn't your obstacle. And for some people, it's shamanic drumming, breath work, sound healing, Reiki, anything like that that kind of distracts the mind and allows you to have access to what they call the non-local mind, or the collective consciousness, or even beyond the collective consciousness, I guess. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little meditation that'll bring us into that higher mind or non-local mind. And it's going to probably be about five minutes of setup and then some time in that zone. Every once in a while, I'm going to kind of feed a question to you, or some kind of activity for you to think about. Maybe you could like check in with your body. So what really works for me, or works for a lot of people, is as you go into the meditation, you're trying to meditate and thoughts come up and you feel like it's a hard thing to meditate because you're worrying about what's next or things like that. That's totally fine. The way that I bring myself back from that is I think about my body. I get awareness in my body, because usually for me, when I get a thought, my arm tenses up or my hands tense up, or I find myself, my fingers are intertwined, or my butt muscles are tight. Something in my body is tensed up. So when I have a thought, I realize it, I have awareness about it, and then I go into my body and say, okay, what's tightening up here? And it's great because it gives me an opportunity to come even deeper into awareness, relax my body some more, and then come back into that awareness. So every once in a while, I may remind you to go into your body and check in with your body and see how things are doing, so you can bring yourself back into that awareness. So again, the way that we're set up, the way that we're sort of built, we are not really physical. We are vibrating frequency, and we are made from the elements of the stars. And so if that's true, if what quantum physics and science tells us is that we are made from atoms, and those atoms are vibrating, and the electrons that are moving within those atoms are not only moving around in the atoms, but are moving in and out of the dimension of the atom. That blows my mind, because if you realize that, if that's the science, that means that particles of you, electric particles of you, are going in and out of a dimension back and forth. And that's kind of what we do. So imagine that your consciousness is moving in and out of this dimension. And what I like to consider is that, could it be that when I inhale, I bring myself into this dimension. When I exhale, I let go of this dimension. I inhale and I bring in this dimension. Maybe that's what's going on. Either way, you are connected with all beings at all time. There is no time or space in the way of anything that you want to know or experience or be a part of. And there's a really great movie that kind of shows this a little bit. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once. And whenever they need to get some new skill or learn martial arts, they distract their mind somehow, some kind of goofy thing to distract their mind. And then they focus in on what it is they want to bring into their awareness, into their skill set. So it's kind of sort of what we're going to be doing is diving into that. So go ahead and close your eyes and allow your eyes to be so softly closed that they're not tightly held closed, but just softly closed, that you can see a little bit through your eyelashes. And you may tilt your head down just a little bit so that through your eyelashes, you could see the hands in front of you, the legs in front of you. And you might wonder to yourself, how cool is that? There's a body in front of me. So it's more of an awareness of the body that you have available to you. You might see that there's a little environment in front of and around the body. And there's just awareness about that. Doesn't mean anything. For right now, you don't have any purpose for your body, just to kind of relax and go into an easy state. Now relax your shoulders. Now partly open up your mouth and see where you can get to where your jaw just kind of droops down. Your mouth and your jaw all just kind of sit there. In fact, everything becomes loose. Your earlobes drop down a little bit because everything is so loose. And then your forehead lightens up because there's no real thought going on here. There's just awareness and listening. Because your jaw and face is relaxed, your ears are relaxed, your forehead is relaxed, and now your scalp, you can feel the tension, the muscles around your skull and your brain. You can tell when they start to relax. And that's when you open up that part of your body, your energetic body, called your crown chakra. And how I really tune into that is I just feel my head, my skull open. Again, go back to your shoulders, relax the shoulders, partly open your mouth, soft eyes. And relaxing that skull, opening up that crown chakra. It's just an energetic, it's kind of like a funnel or a bowl that just kind of gets wider and wider. Now, while you're in this more open, relaxed state, if you haven't done so already, you can do so now, is to find out what the intention is for this. And if you don't want to make an intention, that works too. But some people need some kind of an intention, something to focus on. It may be, what is God? What is my purpose? Why is this happening to me? Where am I going? Any question. And it's so interesting to me as I start pondering questions, if I really like sit myself in the very wise master of all knowledge, I have the answer. I know the answer. I know why I'm here. I know what God is. I know what my purpose is. If I allow it to come into me. But if that's not available right now, then that's what we're doing. We're allowing that to be shown, given to us in whatever way is the best way. Not the way that our egoic mind wants, not in a bright neon sign of flashing lights and clear signals and clear words, but in the way that fits us, the way that we're going to see the best. And you have to know that if you are planning your life with a blank slate, you wouldn't want it to be all just given to you so easily. You want it to be magical, mystical, unknown for a little bit. You want it to be some sort of an adventure of finding and discovering. You want to be like a treasure hunt. Because if you've got a certain number of years, could be 20, could be 50, could be 100. But if you've got a certain number of years, you want to play it out as magical, mystical, and amazing as possible. And that means the answers to the questions that you have are going to be shown to you in such a way that will be very clear to your consciousness, not so much to your logical mind. So that's how we go in. We go in with this completely open, embracing the unknown. Be aware of your breath. How that breath feels so good to come in through your nostrils. And every cell in your body benefiting from that exercise of breathing. And now every time you exhale, get really aware of your exhale and how it's a process of letting go of the physical aspects of your body, the toxins and the carbon dioxide and gases, but also the energetic and emotional, letting go of those things that you don't need anymore. So we're clearing out anything that might be in the way of higher knowing. Know that the answer that your mind is seeking is already there. As soon as you set the intention, the universe, cause the universe to line up for the answer. It has to be so. Ask and it is given. But again, not in the way. This is not to satisfy the egoic mind or just the mind. It's not here to satisfy the mind. The way I see it is more of an entertainment of the soul. It's more an adventure of discovery. What do you really need to know? When you really get to that, when you ask yourself, what do I really, really need to know? It filters out those questions that you're not going to waste your time with. You already kind of know the answer to those, or they don't matter. When you have your questions, ask which ones satisfy your heart. Now imagine that in front of you, an etheric, energetic door or portal opened up, and it glows with light. And you find yourself, your awareness of self, moving towards that door. There's a warm energy emanating from the door. And just by thinking about it, the door opens and you descend down a flight of steps. These steps seem to be made out of ancient wood, the kind that creak and crack when someone steps on their steps. You can hear and feel and smell the moisture around this staircase that's dripping down the mountainside that it's built against as you descend down these steps. The space that you're in is an expansive space. It may be a cave, but it's expansive and feels comfortable. You've been here many times before. At the bottom of the steps is a short pier. Tied to the pier is a small boat just for you. It's been decorated with the finest upholstery and furs, just your size, your favorite colors, and you get in. And the rope that was tying it to the pier automatically releases itself as it drifts down this small stream. The air is sweet and fresh. Soon there's an opening in the cave, shown with the bright light of the sun. You find yourself outside the cave into this bright light. Tall green grass on the left, every color of the rainbow tulips on the right. This little boat docks itself on the sandbank, and you get out. You walk into that tall grass, and you find yourself on a small trail leading up to a small hill. Just enough exercise to get your blood going, to get your energy pumping. At the top of this hill, there's a scene of the valley below, and you can see for miles and miles and miles. The air is clear, the view is clear. In front of you, there's a bench, but it's not an ordinary bench. This bench has been there for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Master craftsmen have all been a part of this bench over the years. Metal, gold, copper, jewelry, diamonds, crystals, ancient wood, all are part of this bench. This is called the wisdom bench. Sitting on this bench, you connect with and are one with all consciousness, all knowledge, all wisdom. Sitting on this bench, you can call in anyone that you want, any character, any person, any god or goddess, any ascended master or angel, any prophet, any cartoon character, anyone that might help you get to the answer that you seek. Take a deep breath. Exhale all the way down. And let yourself settle into the consciousness of the answer that you seek. As you get distracted, as we all do, pull yourself back to your body and focus on your heart as your centering place. Every once in a while, bring yourself back by taking a deep breath and exhaling all the way down. Every once in a while, check in with your body. Release any tension. Relax your shoulders. Soften your eyes. Keep your mouth partly open. Think about relaxing your brain and your skull. Relax your shoulders. Soften your eyes. Partly open your mouth. It's important that you not allow your mind to control this. You are going to use your mind to formulate a question, but that's it. Then it can sit in the back seat. This is not your mind's time. You are the mind's handler, bringing the mind out when required. Otherwise, back into its place. Relax your body. Check in. It's okay if you're finding that there's a little struggle of trying to organize your intention or your thoughts. It's okay. This process doesn't need the organization of your thoughts in your mind. It's already happening. You can't stop it. You can't get in the way of it. See yourself standing up from the bench, the wisdom bench, moving into a different perspective of that valley below and the mountains beyond. Imagine yourself holding your arms out to your sides, out into the air, and yelling from that edge, I am, I am, I am. And hearing the echo back to you. Feel yourself satisfied with completing your task, completing the process, being open to however it shows up, turning yourself around, walking back down that trail, back through the grass. In the distance, a waterfall beckons you in. Find yourself standing underneath that waterfall, the water just warm enough to invigorate you and wash away any excess energy that you may have gained, clearing your physical, emotional, and etheric field, going back into your little boat as it makes its way upstream, back into the cave. You find yourself moving your way up those steps, back through the portal and that door, back into the room or the space that you're in. Feeling your crown, the top of your head, all the way down through your spine, down to the bottom of your spine, fully activated and re-engaged. back engaged with this divine partnership that you have with your soul and spirit in the physical body and the character called you. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Thank you. I hope that the answers that you were given or that are yet to come are as clear as you need them to be. Thank you, Christopher. And much love to you. The one thing that I would add to this meditation is a giant truck full of hearts, full of love that would be dumped right on us and allow us to end that way. That we would just completely be washed over with unconditional love. May your day be blessed. Thank you. Till next time.